And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, BRimes.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate everybody that supports the local economy by supporting our show and all of our expert contributors. We got our friend Martin Gramatica back in studio with us, former Buccaneer and Super Bowl winner. And we're going to talk with him about his business, Clearview Imaging Center. Also got NFL draft we'll talk about. And a grand opening for Clearview Imaging coming up in the Villages. We're going to touch on that here in just a moment. Jennifer Lauda as well, second half, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. We're going to talk with her also. And we have a feel-good story of the day. We like to tell you something positive on our show. And 83-year-old race car superfan finally gets her chance to behind the wheel, outliving prejudice. So feel-good story of the day coming up there on the program as well. All right, we always like to feature our listings on the show. Strategy helps us sell our listings faster for more money with less headaches. We take great pride in, helping you sell your properties at maximum profit with a shorter marketing period, and that ends up being less headaches. We're going to help you bulletproof those deals, keep them together, and sell faster for more money. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. We got $1 million listing here in Clermont, Florida. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. You have 2 half bath as well and a 2-car garage. This is a beautiful Cape Cod inspired property. Beautiful home, estate style home, 3121 square feet, over an acre, right at an acre of land. Gated community with lake access. Location is amazing here. Magnolia Island is home to just about 30 homes in the community. So this is a rare gem at an excellent price. Clermont, Florida, 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. Beautiful screened-in pool, spa package in the back, and pavers and lighter color kitchen cabinetry and appliances. Great opportunity to buy real estate, 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. Also, 221 Howard Drive, one of my favorite listings right now. Beautiful property on the waterfront. Price improvement, owner motivated. We just dropped this one down to $2,950,000. And it's a great opportunity to buy real estate on the beaches. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, single family home. Exclusive Bel Air Beach location. Gorgeous 3 island kitchen with Thermador appliances. You have a saltwater pool and 100 linear feet of water frontage on deep water access. Bring your boats, bring your jet skis. Enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. And cruise your boat right around to the Gulf of America. And you'll have the beautiful dolphin-filled waters and sugar sand beaches of Pinellas County. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're buying, selling, investing, please stop by and check us out at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Martin Gramatica back in studio with us. Welcome back in, sir.
I appreciate it. Good to be here.
Yeah, man.
How you doing?
Yep. How are things progressing? I know it's a lot of fun, opening up that new location you got.
Yeah, everything's great. We, when you take those little baby steps forward, it's always great. So we have our floor got delivered today, so they're going to be installing the flooring. So it feels like it's a long way away, but it just time flies. And the construction these days, guys go fast. So
yeah,
flooring is the next step. But we're set to open in July. Our goals, we're hoping for June, but everything gets a little bit delayed. So at best it could be mid-June. But we're thinking probably July is when we do our grand opening in the Villages.
Nice. That'll be awesome, man. You excited about that?
Excited because it's a community that, you work your whole life to retire and then enjoy the rest of your life. Because that's what they do at the Villages. There's pickleball, there's golf, there's... they joke that from Monday to Saturday, you don't know what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Because everybody's out having a good time, going to the bars, going to the restaurants, doing their activities. And that's what we do. Our company, when they come into our office, if there's anything going on, we could capture it early so they can enjoy the rest of your life. So that's why we're very excited to be there.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, man. What a booming area that is too, the Villages.
Oh, it's huge. I remember, 10, 15 years ago when I visited for the first time, it was just kind of, it was already there, but it wasn't what it is today. I think it's 175,000 people. They're building about 20,000 new homes, so it's growing, and new families are coming in the town. They come from all over the country. That's what's really cool about it too, because you see the golf carts with different type of flags as far as like either states or fans of sports. You see a lot of, like today, I saw a lady with a whole decked out Patriots golf cart.
Okay.
So it's cool to see people from all over the country.
Yeah, retiring to Florida. It's interesting. I got a Florida Realtor magazine here, and it's the stats on Florida home sales to international buyers. Where are the international buyers buying, in other words? So 20% of the international global buyers are buying in, you guessed it, Florida.
Why wouldn't you? We live in paradise. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Number two is Texas.
Oh, wow.
13%, so 20% in Florida, 13% Texas, 11% still buying in California, 5% Arizona, and 4% Georgia. So, yeah, they're looking for the, that sunshine.
That's right. That's right. Well, Florida, why wouldn't you? I mean, I feel like any South American, we land in Miami first. That's where we came to Miami first, and then worked our way to La Belle, but kind of get out of the madness. But yeah, everybody comes to Florida. I mean, why wouldn't you, though? It's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And we're run pretty well. Insurance has got a little bit tough the last couple of years, insurances. And, there's still that talk about maybe significantly reducing or eliminating property taxes altogether. I mean, that would be amazing.
That'd be huge.
I would love to see that happen.
That'd be nice, right?
Yeah. Nice little pay increase there for some of us. So Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Big news also as a former South Florida Bull myself, inaugural member. You got another commitment there in the family, huh?
Yeah, it's exciting. We have Nico there that played last year, and then his brother Gaston. He's going to be a senior in high school, but he committed early, and he had a couple options. He had Texas that offered him, and then North Carolina, and then obviously USF. And we prioritized the family first. That's why he stayed close to home, but I was telling when I was talking to Coach Golich, I said USF could be 20 minutes from the house or 1,000 miles from the house. We love what they're doing, because if USF wasn't doing the right thing and we didn't like USF and our other son was there, he would have probably gone somewhere else. But not only is it close to home, but also they're building something special. Golich reminds me a lot of the Coach Levitt era, where he's bringing in good quality people, hardworking people, and they want to make sure they stay and they win. Mm-hmm. He's not. I don't feel that he's using USF for that next step forward to get it to a bigger program, where a lot of the coaches prior to him, that's all it was. They were here, they were trying to have a little quick success and jump ship and go somewhere bigger. Yep. In this case, Coach Golich is building his foundation here, his family here, and we love it. I'm so excited that, you want to keep your kids close to home and you want to spend time with them. And for us to have both of them going to USF, it's incredible. So now, hopefully the women's soccer team realizes my daughter's a pretty good soccer player too, so we want her to go to USF too. So we're already trying to lobby for that one.
There you go.
I already talked to the coaches. Start recruiting early.
Well, they commit early too. I mean, it's interesting how this this pendulums kind of swings, and the kids are committing early. They get the offers earlier. So that's interesting to see, though. College
sports has changed so much with obviously the NIL and the portal. Yeah. And it's hard to get a scholarship right out of high school sometimes, because they rather take a portal kid, because it's like taking a veteran player or a rookie. They're going to go with a veteran that they already know what they're getting. But yeah, so we're thankful that both the boys decided to stay close to home and go into a great program. So so we're excited about that.
Yeah, it's great, and interesting to see. And you mentioned the previous coaches. I mean, you think back to Taggart and Skip Holtz, and I know I'm missing a couple in there, but in other words, what we're doing is we're paying still, I'm sure, probably some of these old coaches. And so we took all of our assets, a lot of our assets, and we have these coaches that we fired or got rid of. And then, now we're, as a school, we're paying all these old salaries. So then it limits your competition, your competitive advantage for bringing in a bigger name. But I like what it seems is happening there at USF. I don't know the coach personally. I know you probably met him several times. What do you feel is like his passion around the game?
Oh no, it's super passionate, but his family, his wife's always there, the kids are always there. So for us, that's more valuable than wins and losses. Obviously, you want to win, but we want somebody that's going to mold our kids for the future.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. He has these kids, not only believing that they can win because they've won now 2 bowl games, back-to-back bowl games, but also doing it with good character and good morals, because that's sometimes lost in college football, in sports, period, in life. In life, more than anything, not just sports, but in sports, it's lost as well. At USF, it's not. They value, the respecting women. You see all the quotes around the facilities about taking care of your family, taking care of the women, and being respectful. That reminds me a lot of Coach Dungy. When we would play under Coach Dungy, you treated everybody with respect. From the top to the bottom, everybody was the same at that facility. So I see that at USF now and love it. And for our kids, they have to grow up, and eventually, you let them go, but you want them to let them go with somebody that is going to keep molding them in the right direction, not somewhere where they could get lost. So USF is doing an awesome job with all the kids there, and a great program.
Yeah, I love that. And I think strength of schedule, too, is, they've kind of been able to control the schedule for a few years, because I know, back when I played and when Levitt was there, it's like, hey, we got to start playing some of the bigger names. And, we might take a licking here and there, but at some point we're going to have a couple upsets. And we did. We had some upsets in the beginning.
Oh, no, it's the schedule's tough. They played Alabama last couple of years. They played Miami. Now, this coming season, I think they start with Boise State. I know they play Florida and I think Miami. So the first 3 games, I believe, is those teams. I know Boise State and Florida for sure in the top 3. I think it might be Miami. So, it's a really tough schedule. But, again, like you said, you've got to play these teams that and kids from Florida want to play the Florida schools. Like if you stay home to play at USF, you want to play Florida, you want to play Miami and see where you're at. So, and they've played those games. And I hate using we're competitive, because you always want to win. You don't play to be competitive, you play to win. But, sometimes the bigger schools have more depth, they have more, more money to play these players. Yep. So when you can compete with them, you're going in the right direction. And eventually you get over that hump. But I think USF, building the new stadium, the new facility, that's going to be huge for recruiting as well. Right now, I love Raymond James. Obviously, I played there. I love that my kids are playing at Raymond James. But when you have 20,000 people at Raymond James, it doesn't look very full. Yeah. Now they'll be able to sell out on campus. That's going to be a different environment, more excitement for the school of the university as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see that. If you just joined us, we're talking with Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, former football player, now turned entrepreneur and owner in Clearview Imaging Center, clearviewimaging.com. And, going back to the USF conversation, the impact of that stadium, what's the pros and cons, and what were the naysayers saying? Oh, we liked Raymond James, but it was such a drive. It was, maybe more DUIs for kids coming from school and back and things like that. What was the main indicators there?
Well, I think the biggest positive is that the students will have access to the game a lot easier than driving to Raymond James. So I think that's a positive. A smaller stadium is going to look the environment's going to be a lot louder, because now, like I said, you put 20,000 people at Raymond James, it looks empty. Now, not only you're going to probably do more, you're going to probably sell it out. I don't know how big what the capacity is going to be, but I'm pretty sure you're going to sell it out, because every student's going to go to the game now. Yeah. A lot of kids would rather probably stay party at USF and not go to the game, because you have to drive to Raymond James. So I think there's more pros than cons to having a stadium on campus. You see it pretty much. Most colleges want to do that, because now they can have their student body just walk to the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the biggest win there. Is definitely more involvement, more people saying, hey, let's just go to the game, let's walk to the game, tailgate, get involved, and then support the team. The team is going to feel that energy. I mean, how much of that, being in pro sports, do you feel that home crowd versus the away crowd?
Oh, no, it's noticeable. When you're playing on the field, you really don't notice it, because you're locked into what you do, especially as a kicker. You got to eliminate all that ourselves. You eliminate it. But when you show up to the stadium, you see the tailgaters, you see the stadium when it's sold out and full, you hear the noise. So, it obviously helps. And it definitely helps the offense, when you have a loud stadium. Because now the defense, because the opponent's offense can't operate because they can't hear anything. So having a sold out home stadium is always beneficial for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We got the draft coming up, NFL draft. What are your key takeaways for the Bucks? Where should we focus?
Well, most of the things that I've been seeing and reading is that they want to trade down to the second and third round. I think most of the experts say this is a draft that the best players will come out of the second and third round. And since the Bucks don't have any need at quarterback or any big, position-wise,
right,
it looks like they're looking to trade down. Who knows? But I think the D-line rush, edge rusher would be good. I think they're talking about maybe a corner. It's got to be, in my opinion, the first pick or first couple of picks have to be defensively. Offensively, we've got all the weapons,
Yeah.
The offensive line did a great job. Obviously, Baker's a stud, and then you have Mike and Chris Godwin coming back. So receiver-wise, we're good. Bucky, I mean, what a stud he was last year, coming out of nowhere, and now the fans love him. You hear him cheer his name every game. So that's another. So offensively, I think we're set. So it's got to be a defensive player, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely looking to strengthen the defense. That's what I've read as well. All right, quick break. More with Martin Gramatica on the flip side. Clearview Imaging Center here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got a grand opening coming up as well. We're going to talk about here on the program. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Getting a lot of views now on our videos, so really appreciate everybody that supports the program. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rimes, 813-917-1894, ConsumerQB.com. Brandon Rimes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, we got Martin Gramatica in studio with us. We're going to talk about the Gramatica Family Foundation and their home presentations they just recently had. We're going to talk about that here coming up in just a moment. Before we do, 5274 Miller Bayou Drive. This one is in Port Richey, Florida. Just listed, vacant land for sale, quarter-acre lot, waterfront. Build your dream home here with direct access to the Gulf of America. Great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. There is a small bridge to get under, so you have to have a boat with clearance there as well. 5274 Miller Bayou Drive, Port Richey, Florida. Great opportunity to buy vacant land and build. 4798 Indigo Road in Groveland. This is a 42-acre parcel of land. It's got a 2-2 small property, the home on the property as well, but a great opportunity if you want to build and buy this land and potentially change the zoning or increase the density. Could be potential for that. 4798 Indigo Road, Groveland. You've got land for sale, 42 acres of land, and some beautiful ponds on the property as well. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. Buying, selling, investing, refinancing. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. www.kw.com. You can also, just a reminder too, you can see all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com, online at consumerqb.com. Links to all of our experts there. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, Martin Gramatica in studio with us, Clearview Imaging Center. These scans can help change the game, for a lot of people, helping you early detection, with these different, diseases, things that are kind of bubbling up, man. People just don't know about it.
Absolutely, Brandon. And most people don't know they can take their health into their own hands and get a preventative scan. I found out about preventative scanning 5 years ago, and I've been doing it every year. And now I'm so happy that, I have great partners and that's the thing, when I partner up with my partners, we wanted to make sure that we had the same values, family and community. And that's why I'm so excited to be in the Villages. We're going to be in Tampa to bring these services, because with a preventative scan, lives are being saved every single day, either heart disease or cancer, with people that have no idea they have it. The first symptom of a heart attack, who am I speaking to, right?
Yeah.
You've felt it firsthand, and you're lucky because most people don't live to tell about it,
Yeah.
And with cancer, the earlier that it's detected, the easier it is, or the better percentage it is to survive it. And again, more importantly, with good quality of life, not needing chemos and radiation. So, so everything we do is preventative.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Clearview imaging.com, clearviewimaging.com. Let's talk about those family foundation as well. That was a big deal, man. Three home presentations. Sometimes people say home giveaways. Gramatica Family Foundation. That's big news.
Yeah, we're excited. The one we did in Ruskin, that was through the foundation, and then obviously some other partners, Operation Code Vet, that does a lot of work in that area, in the Ruskin area. It was a veteran that lost their home with one of the storms, and they were living in their carport. And we were going to rehab the house and remodel it, and then it was just so bad that it couldn't even be remodeled. So that one we did from scratch. And then the last three were with Habitat for Humanity Gulfside, Tampa Bay Gulfside. That's Mike Sutton does an awesome job. They do, I think this year they want to get to like 90 homes in a year.
Wow.
And the nice thing with Habitat is, and they always say, nothing's free. These people are sweat equity hours. They learn how to manage their money. But it's they're interest-free loans that they get. So it's not like. So now you have the pride of ownership, the pride of working in your own home, because you have to put tons of sweat equity hours in other people's homes as well. So you get that sense of community as well. It's a great organization, and Mike's done a great job. And we've been partners with them for years now. We've done a lot of houses with them because we want to partner up with people that do great in the community, and man, there's nobody better than the Habitat. So we're excited so we did 3 home dedications. That was cool because Casey Phillips from the Bucks was there. She worked on one of the homes. I worked on one of them, and then a couple girls from Channel 8 that do a Spanish TV show. So the 3 of us were part of that giveaway as well, or a key ceremony, because we had worked on their homes. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I first got exposed to that years ago with Warwick Dunn back in the day. And he's done a lot of home as well. I wonder what he's up to now. Have you seen the
in
number?
The hundreds?
It's in the hundreds. Yeah.
I think the last time I saw was like over 300, I believe.
Wow.
Because he's doing them here in Atlanta. Yeah. So
and still Louisiana too. Was he doing something?
Probably. I'm assuming that's where he's from. But I know with Habitat Tampa Bay Gulfside, he's worked a lot with them. So he flies down and does a lot of the homes with them as well.
Yeah, he was funny when I interviewed him years ago. Somehow we got on the topic of Pop Warner football, and I said, yeah, we're South Florida, and he says, yeah, well, I'm from, Louisiana, and he said, oh man, we'd have beat y'all, man, or something like that. I'm like, we would have beat you.
Everybody says that. That argument never stops, right? Texas, Florida, we always argue
exactly
who's better. So.
Yeah, that's fun, man. Yeah. That's good stuff. And what's your tips to young people coming up, getting in sports, getting involved? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, the tip that I give my kids is hard work. Hard work, and you got to love it. You got to love sports. If you don't love sports and you don't work hard at it, you'll never make it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like with my kids, I can only push them, in which we show them the way. But if they don't want it and they don't work for it, it doesn't matter how much you push your kids. They're not going to be successful. So hard work and then love what you do.
Got to come from within.
Absolutely.
As Tony Robbins would say, too. So, all right, good stuff, man. Check them out, folks. Clearviewimaging.com. Martin Gramatica, always doing great things in the community. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it, man. Always fun hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, likewise. All right, coming up, Jennifer Lauda, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. We're going to talk with her about her business and more. We also have our feel-good story of the day. 83-year-old race car superfan finally gets her chance behind the wheel. Feel-good story of the day coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We really appreciate it. Everybody that calls the hotline and asks questions and asked to be connected with our different partners. You know, we've got 80 different categories of consumer advocates here on the program. Attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home service providers. We're talking about real estate, mortgage, credit, finance, estate planning, estate sales, and almost everything in between. Plumbing, electrical, roofing, so many different ways we help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline number. At some point you may need it. We greatly appreciate it if you give us a call and say, Brandon, I'm looking to do a refinance, or I'm looking to purchase, I'm looking to have an estate sale, I'm looking to have a great home inspector come out, and we would love to help you. 813-917-1894. Call or text that show hotline at 813-917-1894. And it really means the world to us when you do that and support the program. 11 years on air serving as a consumer advocate, and that's what we put the show together for. We've got Jennifer Lauda in studio with us, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. She also has the Blue Moon store, so it's a thrift store at 1479 South Belcher, and that's in Largo. We're going to talk with her coming up here on the program. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here. We like to feature our listings on air, and the strategy helps our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches. 16625 Goose Ribbon Place. This one's in Wimauma, Florida. Just listed. Beautiful property. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Smart home. 1844 square feet. Split floor plan. Resort-style Crystal Lagoon. A shimmering multi-acre aquatic paradise. Now, Jennifer, I don't know about you, but I would love to have that as a kid. I mean, if I had that as a kid, I'd be going crazy out there playing, man.
That's beautiful.
Isn't
yeah,
it?
I was just wondering what a smart home is. That looks pretty high tech.
Yeah, connected. Got all the connections there. You got the audio, video connections, HOAs, low dues there on the HOA. 24/7 gated community access, easy access to Tampa and Ruskin, Riverview. 16625 Goose Ribbon Place, Wimauma. A beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 1161 Rio de Janeiro. That's another listing we have. This one's down in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Charlotte County. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2574 square feet. You got a screened-in pool there, pavers in the back, lighter color kitchen cabinetry, granite countertop, split floor plan, screen lanai, heated saltwater pool, and this one has a metal roof as well. People really love those metal roofs. I mean, those things last for 50, 60 years, so you probably would never have to replace that roof. Community offers a playground, tennis courts as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate from the Platinum MVP team. 1161 Rio de Janeiro Avenue, Punta Gorda, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings, and if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or refinance, we would love to talk to you. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brio Tuscan Grill, excellent food, wonderful ambiance, very friendly wait staff. And Jennifer, you're nodding your head. You like Brio? Have you been there?
I like Brio, yeah, and it's not too far from here either.
Yeah, right around the corner, International Plaza Mall, right there on West Shore. Great opportunity. Go check them out. Say hello. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez. He's the chef there. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. They have the Fresca, the salmon Fresca, most popular item. They got fillets. They got burgers during the happy hour. Lamb chops. That's right. The lollipops. That's our favorite, too. Excellent food. Say hello to our friends at Brio Tuscan Grill. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, Jennifer Lauda back in studio with us. What is new in the Blue Moon estate sales world?
Oh my goodness, we are busy, 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 busy.
I love it.
Yeah, we are double booked through May.
Nice.
Booking into June now. So estate sales are a really hot thing right now. I'm getting so many calls every day. Something that I'm hearing a lot of people moving back up north. I know you were talking on your last segment about a lot of people moving to Florida.
Yep.
I think people are coming and going and coming and going. You know, I was
They're getting
thinking,
priced out.
Is everybody leaving Florida? But then more people are coming, so it just keeps going.
Some people are getting priced out is what's happening.
Yeah.
Because when people sell their homes up north, some of the northern states, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, different areas, the pricing, the housing up there is so much more expensive, right?
Yeah.
So now they have more cash to come down and use that cash in Florida, which has traditionally been a lot more affordable state. But since we had the COVID rush and the Chinese virus and all that came in, and so many people moved to Florida, it inflated things a bit. So yes, we do have a little bit of a bubble. It's not doom and gloom, but it is interesting that you say that because, yes, some people are being priced out of Florida and they're saying, hey, I'm going to go to rural South Georgia or South Carolina. I'm going to go up there and try to find something a little more affordable, maybe Tennessee, pockets of Tennessee.
Yeah, I keep hearing Ohio, Michigan, and people moving back to where their family is. But yeah, I heard 30 listings in one neighborhood, but 5 just sold. So I think real estate just continues to be hot. Yeah.
And the insurances are stabilizing. So
that's great.
Yeah, when we talked to Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance, he says, Brandon, what the state legislature did about 18 months ago, 24 months ago, they took some action, and it's bringing in competition. More carriers are coming back to the state. So thank God for that.
Yeah, that's what's needed, more competition.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
So Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. If somebody's never heard of an estate sale or maybe just kind of has interest, tell us a little bit about what an estate sale is.
Yep, an estate sale is when you have things that you need to not have anymore, whether you're moving, downsizing, going to live with family, whatever it is, you can't take that stuff with you. So you give us a call and we come into the home and we sell everything from the home where it is in that location. A lot of people ask, do you take it off site and sell it somewhere else? No, the easiest way to do it is in the house where it is, because think about how much it's going to cost to move all that stuff and all the work to pack it up and get it off site to another location. So the best way to do it is to price it and stage it right where it is, and then invite the public into the home. We set up a cash register, we have a sales team, we have cashiers, and we sell it right there. And by the end of the sale, you can expect about 80 to 90% of it to be gone. And then the rest of it is stuff that you might want to donate. There's a lot of churches and charitable organizations that accept donations. So don't donate everything. You can get some money back for some of the nicer things that you've probably spent a lot of money on. But at the end, then we have a service, or you can always call the Vietnam Vets or the Salvation Army or something like that, and they'll come and pick it up for you and leave you with an empty house at the end. Yeah,
that's great. And Jennifer Lauda here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County, bluemoonestatesales.com, bluemoonestatesales.com. And you're hiring also.
I am hiring. Yes,
right.
I'm hiring both for estate sales and for the store. So I need people to help me at the estate sales with pricing and staging. That's during the week. And then the sales are on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So hiring for stagers, pricers, and cashiers at our estate sales. And then at the store, I'm also looking for a store clerk who can work a few days a week and help on some of the days when the store manager is not there. So
awesome.
Lots of opportunities. Give me a call, send me a text, whatnot, and we'll see if it could be a good fit for you.
Yeah, and is there a link on the website, bluemoonestatesales.com?
Yes.
Bluemoonestatesales.com, and you can also call our hotline to get scheduled for an interview, or potentially you have an estate sale you want to do. 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch with Jennifer Lauda. She is the owner, bluemoonestatesales.com, 813-917-1894, bluemoonestatesales.com. What else are you seeing out there? It's interesting. We like to have the conversations around interesting items. I know over the years you've seen some interesting items. I've heard of some stories over the years too. What's something that maybe comes to mind?
Yeah, something interesting, and just piggybacking off the last conversation about football, we had a sale a few weeks ago that was really interesting. We had a lot of sports memorabilia there. The fastest items to sell was the signed, authenticated Peyton Manning helmet and two footballs, and we had some Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys that were signed and footballs. The Bucks stuff obviously sold very quickly. The stuff that was left at the end, sorry to anyone who's a fan, the Miami Dolphins stuff didn't sell.
Oh no!
I'm sure it went to a good home at the end, but
the vintage Dolphins stuff.
The Peyton Manning stuff was definitely the best seller that weekend. And then they had about, I don't know if they were reselling them or what, but they had these little astronaut projectors that you turn it on and it put like the universe on your ceiling, and I had one demoed at the register, so as soon as people walked in they saw the universe up on the ceiling, and those things were selling like hotcakes.
Cool.
At the end of the sale I had people coming in looking for more, but they were all gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you're pricing, I think that's a key point. It's like, how do you price something out? How do you comp that out? And do you have extra, education or certifications on that?
Yeah, so the pricing, it's pretty simple. It's a lot of work, but we go online and we look at other places where are selling things like that. We try to get comps in the fair market.
Yep.
We price it about fair market value. We price things a little bit high. That gives us some room to negotiate. Our customers know that about us, and other estate sale companies are the same. On the first day, we usually charge full price. On the second day, we go to 20% off. On the third day, we go to 50% off. So we price things a little bit high. We ask for the full price on our first day so that the clients can get the value out of their estate, but we start to discount over time. So it's all about pricing. If we price things too low, one way or the other, somebody's going to say, can you do better? So if I put $5 or $10 on it, if you ask me, can I do better? I'd rather do better from $10. So we price on the high to medium side with some room to wiggle. And at the end, we become very flexible. So, if we've got a $500 dining room table and you offer me $100 for it on the last day, I'd be silly to say no, because otherwise that table might not sell.
Something you got to move.
Yeah. People know that on the last day, you go to an estate sale for a great deal. On the first day, you go for the really nice stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And is it typically a Friday, Saturday, Sunday occasion event?
That's for us. Other estate sale companies do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and some only do 2 days, Friday, Saturday. I like to do Sunday. There's not a lot of other estate sale companies doing Sundays, so we don't have a lot of competition, and there's still people out there who haven't quite scratched that itch yet, so they still want to do more shopping, and they come to us on Sunday.
Yeah.
But bigger sales, they can go on for 2 weekends, or depending. Whenever I do the consultation, I always estimate how much stuff there is, and then I kind of decide from there how many days the sale needs.
Right. Yeah, I'll take a listing and I'll have all this stuff in there, and I'll mention, estate sales, and, we want to try to help you with this. And, I've had some interesting scenarios over the years play out, just there's so much, because sometimes people they have so much and they're so cluttered. And then you can tell by their body language, they want to try, they say they want to do something about it, and they say they want to get, but you just know if you leave it to the homeowner, in a lot of cases, up to their own, their own element and their own resources, they're just not going to get it done.
Yeah.
Or they, they have a goal of, a month, and it's literally going to be 3 months. So I try to, be as upright or forefront as I can, and saying, hey, look, let's bring a professional in to get this done, because we want to get the house to a point where it's minimal stuff in it, where we can sell it and it looks like a staged home.
That's right. Yeah. There's a few things going in play there. And first of all, it can be really overwhelming to tackle that, and so people have a tendency to put things off and procrastinate and say, that's a lot of work, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes.
Yep.
And then also people get a lot of sentimental attachments to their things, and it's hard to see things go. And I see that a lot, they say, I want to keep this and I want to keep that, and then it just becomes a lot of stuff that people want to keep. And I get it, we love our stuff, but at the end of the day, it can become, a hindrance to us being able to move on and sell the house or move or do those things. So the best thing to do, like you said, is hire a team, a professional company that doesn't have that sentimental attachment, and just can be really able to monetize that stuff for you and put some money back in your pocket,
Right.
and help you achieve the goal that you really want to do, but it's just very overwhelming to do.
That's right. Jennifer Lauda can help you do that. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. You can see all of our experts at ConsumerQB.com, as well as their contact information. And you can submit an email form on our website at ConsumerQB.com. Remember, she's hiring also, and she has the Blue Moon store at 1479 South Belcher in Largo. Quick break, right back. More with Jennifer, as well as our feel-good story of the day. We got an 83-year-old race car super fan finally gets her chance behind the wheel. Feel-good story coming up.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune, at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Jennifer Lauda in studio with us, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. And we are going to tell you something good here, our feel-good story of the day. Before we do, 1210 Paradise. This is one of our listings in Tarpon. Tarpon Springs, right down the road from the Tarpon Turtle restaurant there on Lake Tarpon. 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, Tarpon Springs. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, 2274 square feet. And you have a split floor plan, hurricane-proof front door with a lifetime warranty. Lots of updates on this home. You've got a beautiful pool in the backyard there as well. Pool, screened-in area with a patio and a spa package. Fireplace in there. Lighter color kitchen cabinetry. Stainless steel appliances. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, Tarpon Springs. And you can see all of our listings. And if you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Stop by our website at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75. Tell me something good.
All right, at 83 years old, Bobby Oxford finally fulfilled a lifelong dream of racing a car, a passion that began in childhood as she watched her brother drag race. Though opportunities for women to drive were scarce back then, her excitement never faded. Her one shot at a powder puff derby was rained out, and she never got another chance until now. Thanks to Wish of a Lifetime, an AARP charity, Bobby got behind the wheel at Colorado Pikes Peak International Raceway. Outfitted in a custom suit and helmet, she drove a retired race car on the oval track, cheered on by female drivers, friends, and family. And she says, "I have the need for speed, baby." She's been beaming after the laps. A pro driver gave her the thrill of spinning the tire, burning the tires as well. So there you have it, our feel-good story of the day. We always like to tell you something positive.
That's awesome.
And we're in studio here at the Consumer Quarterback Show with Jennifer Lauda, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. And what else did we want to get to today, Jennifer?
Yeah, I guess I wanted to let you know how to find the estate sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I advertise in a few places. There's a website. It's called estatesales.net, and that is where most of the estate sale companies in our area advertise. So I post my sales there a few weeks in advance, so if you're ever looking for us, you can go there and see our sales. I have this week and next week posted already. And then the bluemoonestatesales.com website, I have sales posted there. You can look there, see pictures of what we got, shop ahead of time. Sometimes people call me or text me and say, hey, I saw this thing at your sale. Can you put it aside for me? The answer is yes, for a few minutes. But if you're not there in 30 minutes, I will put it back out, because if you don't show up, somebody else is going to want it. So make sure you come and get that thing you really want.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
And then look for the signs in the neighborhood. I've got yard signs out, and I'm one of those really obnoxious people that put them everywhere. So I put them on every intersection. You got arrows pointing this way and that way, and they'll lead you straight to the sale. So if you see my sales in the neighborhood, follow them, and you'll come and find me.
Yeah, that's what we teach in the real estate as well. Keller Williams Realty. I think our team requires a minimum of 12 signs out. Because you got to make sure the traffic knows where to go.
Yeah, they work. They really work. People follow them. And I get a lot of calls from people needing estate sales because they saw my signs in the neighborhood. But beware, I have to pick them up promptly at the end of the sale, because a lot of times either the HOA or the city will pick them up, and they go into the black hole of signs, and I got to order more.
Yeah, exactly.
I did a sale in Tarpon Springs last week, and a few of my signs went missing.
And they're not cheap,
they're not cheap.
And sometimes I think it's competitors, playing with,
they will take your signs too.
Yeah,
if they want to mess with you, they'll take your signs.
Signs come up missing, the real estate signs. And if it's our real estate signs too, these metal, the metal. I'm not sure if they're aluminum, what they're made out of, but those are like $70 a piece. And sometimes people steal them. I'm like, what are you doing? Recycling the metal? What's going on here?
And the HOAs. That's not fair. At least put them aside, and I'll pick them up at the end of the day, but they just go missing. So, so I'm always really cautious when I have sales in neighborhoods with HOAs. I try to ask the client, what's the policy on posting sales? What are the other rules that I need to follow? Because if I know the rules, I can follow them, but if I don't know the rules, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I got a real estate update real quick I want to squeeze in. Home sales have been sluggish. This is from Lawrence Young, the chief economist at NAR. Home sales have been sluggish, but the potential housing demand as measured by job additions have been growing solidly. Over 7 million net new payroll job gains from pre-COVID highs to March of 2025. So that's a big number, 7 million new jobs from pre-COVID. And then mortgage rates, once mortgage rates fall, affordability improves. The unleashing of the housing demand should be expected. And I think also what we're seeing in this international global thing with trades, with tariffs, I think we're going to have a booming economy coming soon. There's a lot of companies that are redoing deals, a lot of countries, that is, that are redoing deals. We talked about on yesterday's show, Toyota shifting, they're bringing the RAV4 back. South Korea is doing a deal with steel and auto. Vietnam said no tariffs. India wants to do a bilateral trade agreement with us. They have a goal of $500 billion in mutual trade by the year 2030. The EU paused tariffs, and also the UK is working out a deal as well, per J.D. Vance. And then Pinellas County real estate, if you look at the latest stats, we've got the latest numbers here from the MLS. 8,200 properties active. Divide that by 1,600 sold. That gives us a 19.5% absorption rate and a 5.1 month supply of inventory. So we're in a balanced market. That's what is considered a balanced market, 5 to 7 months, a balanced market. So if you're buying, selling, investing, it all determines, a lot of it's predicated on who you pick as your real estate agent to represent you. So you got to find a good negotiator when you're representing, when you want to get the best deal. And Jennifer Lauda in studio with us, Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. Final thought, top nuggets of advice, and parting words of wisdom.
Parting words of wisdom. Get outside and enjoy the weather. It's so nice out there today. The sun is shining. It's nice and warm.
This time of year, man.
Yeah, it's perfect out there.
Yeah. We got a nice spring. We had a beautiful spring.
Yeah.
We're coming into that summer months.
Yeah, before it gets too hot, get outside and enjoy the fresh air.
Yeah, get outside. And especially if you're working out, there's something to be said about just getting outside.
Yep.
Not just staying inside and doing the gym thing. Get outside, get active, go out and enjoy it.
Go for a walk. I was out on the Dunedin Causeway the other day. Everybody's out there riding their bikes and rollerblading and walking and everything. I went to the beach. The water was a little bit chilly, but it was still a nice time.
Yeah, that's awesome. So check her out online, Blue Moon Estate Sales. bluemoonestatesales.com, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. Go by the Blue Moon store, 1479 South Belcher in Largo. And thanks for coming in, Jennifer.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure. All right. We had a great show. Martine Gramatica on the front end. And, of course, Jennifer in studio with us. Hey, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.